And well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on towards the last set of panel discussion. This session title, What Really Works, Marketing That Moves Products, will uncover actionable insights and real strategies that are driving product movement and brand relevance in today's competitive retail landscape, from storytelling and digital campaigns to influencer outreach and in-store activations. This panel will dive deep into the marketing engines behind successful retail brands. Opportunity to begin the last set of panel discussion. Mr. Subhash Chandra L, MD and CEO, Sangeetha Mobiles Private Limited, to be the moderator for the session. Let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Our first panelist, I would like to invite Mr. Anand, Aiyer, CEO, Arrow, Arvind Fashions Limited. Next, we have Mr. Bharat Kaushik, CEO, Adukale. Next, we have Mr. Deepak Jain, CEO, Amantè India Limited. Let's welcome next panelist, Mr. Nitin Kashyap. Nitin Kashyap from Nandus. Mr. Sunil Munshi, SVP, Brigade Group. Next, Mr. Varghese, Alukkas, Managing Director, Alukkas. And last but not the least, Mr. Vivek, Bali, former CEO, Enrich Salons. All right, so we are all set to begin the session. Now I may hand over to a moderator to take it further from here. Mr. Subhash Chandra, over to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Firstly, we are almost 1 hour behind schedule, and we have a few gentlemen who have to fly out of Bangalore. So we'll keep it short, and we have a large panel. So the subject that we have to discuss is about marketing. It's a very big subject and a very big panel at the fag end of the day. So we'll keep it as short as possible. And I'm doing this role as a moderator for the first time in my life. So pardon me.
So I think in the last session, the job of marketing is to keep people engaged. So we are doing that as a last session where we'll try to keep people as engaged as possible. Yeah.
Anand, since the mic is in your hand already, Anand is the CEO of Arrow. So what do you do differently in marketing, or what is that you would like to talk about as Arrow as a brand does differently in marketing? Or what works for Arrow?
Yeah, I think as we know very well that Arrow has been a legendary brand and has been there for since 1851. So it's a very old brand and a very legendary brand from point of view. So the brand recall is very strong. So what the focus that we have been working on is moving a lot more towards the digital side, building a lot of content, and we are working in terms of the storytelling of new products innovation, because what consumer is finally looking for is that how you are differentiated from your competition and what is something new that you are doing, because you don't have to introduce the brand, you don't have to tell what the brand stands for. What is required is that we need to really engage with the customer, and as we are in omni brand, present in multi-channel, both in digital as well as in brick and mortar. It becomes more important that we are engaging the customer, giving one unified experience to the customer, and whether it's digital or offline, we are able to communicate a lot of storytelling. So even in our store, we are trying to build experience zones where we are able to create more looks. So moving more from shelves, how are we able to create looks? How are we able to do product stories to your customer, so that when they come, they are able to engage with your brand and you don't see it as more a pile of clothes, but more experience through storytelling, creating looks for different occasions. So if it's in a holiday, then what's the look that you will love to wear? If it's a wedding or an occasion, what's the look you want to wear? So I think the same look, we are doing it in the digital space also through influencers and so on. So I think it's more about communicating the differentiators, stories, and able to create, reach that specified customers. So because today, it's not anymore the reach that how many customers you are reaching. It's more about classifying that customer and reaching an appropriate message to the customers. A lot of tailor-made and I think personalized messaging resonates with the customer.
I think bang on. It's not about how many people you are reaching. It's about what time of the year are you reaching and the right audience. Yeah. So firstly, on this panel, we have Adukale, Bharat, who is a very, very fast growing brand and who's a household name right now in Bangalore. I'm also a great fan of Adukale. I'm a regular customer to your Jain outlet and your Banshankari outlet. So, Bharat, so, in the last 1 hour, since we had a lot of time, we were discussing, and moreover, Sangeetha, me coming from Sangeetha, I'm very much in their shoes. Here I'm sitting as a moderator, but day in, day out, we are spending a huge amount of dollars and rupees on, on all modes of media. And sometimes, many a time I wonder, are we going overboard and spending more than what is required? So I have something like from 2% to 20% as a marketing budget. Of course, the category and whether it is a own brand or whether you're a retailer. So a lot of factors go into it. But anyway, let us hear from Bharat from Adukale.
So thanks, Subhash. I mean, big fan. I've spent a lot of money, my money buying mobiles when I was a kid at your store. So my first Nokia phone was from your store.
So I'm giving it back to you now.
So yeah, I think so from Adukale, what sets us apart is primarily great products that we do. Especially when it comes to products which are in the gourmet/traditional category, it has to sit well on the tongue, right? So marketing can get you trials, but repeats happen at the back of products which taste well, and I think we've been doing that for the past 14 years now, right? So that is, a given that today whatever comes out, we manufacture. So we have complete control over quality. So then we have the confidence to spend whatever marketing monies we have to spend to take the brand forward, right? So for us, being omni-channel and multi-channel comes with its own challenges where we have 5 channels today, right? So we have about 25 of our own stores across Bangalore and Mysore, plan to open about 20 more across Karnataka. So that itself is a big channel which requires a lot of focus, team, and its own marketing challenges, right? So we do a lot of BTL activities around the store in terms of look workers, in terms of brochures, in terms of running a loyalty program where today we have about 50,000 customers who have signed up on the loyalty program with a 20% repeat happening month on month, right?
The customer loyalty program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that is something that we have, and that is a channel that has its own nuances. Then we have about 4,000
Your customer loyalty program is working very well.
It's working well, yeah. So
I'm also one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep getting your messages.
And then we have GT. With GT, it is predominantly BTL, the entire works of being present across 3,000 outlets across Karnataka today, right? So that comes with its own marketing nuances. It has its own budget, a dedicated team. Then you have the big behemoth of quick commerce, which is there, which has kind of changed everything, all assumptions in terms of how customers shop. So it's a different beast altogether. So for us, it's typically like I was talking like a ballet, where you have to kind of tiptoe around these channels, ensure that all your team members are happy, and ultimately the customer gets what he or she deserves. So.
Well, I think we can keep going. So we have Deepak from Amantè. Yeah, what do you?
So thanks. If the question is same, I think marketing this, and we all know marketing is no more a blind marketing that you, whatever you want, you just talk about it. It should be data driven. There should be emotional intelligence about what you want to talk or what you want to communicate. And more critical piece is there should be relevance. You know, if it is not, if you cannot establish a relatability with your consumer, with your audience, the marketing will fail. You know, if you are there, your brand will win if you are right there when she or he needs you. with right messaging and right timing. The personalization of the messaging should be there in your communication. The person should feel that, yes, you are talking to me and not to the general audience. And you should talk about the solution which he or she is looking for. And that's what in Amantè we have been focusing. Our marketing is very curated. Thankfully, we are data rich, and thanks to all the AI help we are getting, we can curate the communication around a particular person. We know the data, what kind of color she prefers, what kind of silhouette or styling she prefers, what kind of choices she has while she is buying our products. And when we want to talk about our products or our new articles which we are launching, we target that audience in a way that we are not talking anything other than what she or her family is looking for. I'll just give you one example, and this is very honest and real-time example why we are number one premium brand in lingerie in India now. And we always been playing in lingerie space, in premium space. Our brand positioning has always been premium. But couple of years back, or I would say 3-4 years back, consumer or the Indian consumer will see us, the brand, as a very premium occasional wear brand. She would think that Amantè is not there for my daily wear needs, right? Because we always spoke about premiumness of the products, the lacy product we have, the fineness of the fabric we use. We never talked about her daily wear needs. What we did is we pivoted to comfort, to fit, to, spoke about we are there for your daily needs. We had a huge assortment of cotton products. What we did is we created a communication around cotton range. We said, we named it Love Cotton. Everybody love cottons. And we said we have a huge range of cotton products.
Love Cotton.
Love Cotton, L-O-V-E, yeah. So we said, we love cotton, you love cotton, we have a solution for you, right? And that's when and consistently we spoke about comfort, confidence, fit, cotton, daily wear needs, all of that. Within a year or two, we realized that we have, changed that perception of consumer about brand. Now we are seen as premium, but yes, you have all the solutions or offering what I need. So that's what we did, and that has helped us a lot.
So during the course of our discussion, you talked about the fact that you prefer outdoor hoardings.
Right.
And you normally avoid print.
Right.
Of course, every brand today has to be in the digital space, that you are there. But as far as traditional marketing is concerned, you prefer the outdoor hoardings.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's more of my and my marketing team's personal belief that hoardings get registered in your mind. And your mind, your muscle memory says that when you are taking this flyover, there would be a Kareena Kapoor looking at you. Your mind, before even seeing that hoarding, will say that there would be a hoarding of Apple here, or a Amantè hoardings would be there. And print media, as I was talking to you, you would have seen today's newspaper, entire front page, somebody would have spent 50 lakh rupees of money to do that, marketing, to do that advertisement. But if I ask you, maybe 10% of you would be able to say that what was that advertisement which you saw, right? So print media goes unnoticed, though you read it. And if it is front page which you are not able to recollect, think of those small, tiny, advertisement in newspaper. So we have stopped doing newspaper or print media so much. We focus more on hoardings and digital mediums. And I learned a good lesson from you sitting there that, in our discussion, he said that even sometimes hoardings goes unnoticed because you are in traffic. You don't really look up, you look straight. So ideally your branding should be somewhere where your eyeballs are there, and he does a lot of
that's the
branding on
today
bus.
for you.
That was really good insight which I at least personally noted down. I don't know if premium brand would ever want to do a bus advertisement or not, but I really appreciate your view on that do your marketing where your eyeballs are there. So totally noted.
Again, see, many a time, I had in 1998, 99, when mobiles were still very new, and there was only one Sangeetha selling mobile phones in Bangalore. I had taken auto back with a metal sheet.
Got it.
Stuck onto that. Nowadays we are using stickering, but those days we had done auto back. And at that time, there was a gentleman called Ajay Mishra, who used to be part of Nokia. Entire Nokia team in India was about 10 people. So Ajay Mishra called me and said, Subhash, आप गलती कर रहे हो यार. संगीता को ऑटो के पीछे मत डालो. You know, and I had done even scooter stepney covers. Those days we had a lot more scooters in Bangalore. So, and scooter stepney covers and autos we had done in 98 for, you know, talking about, you know, to buy a mobile, call so-and-so number. So, you know, looking back and again talking about a premium brand, would I do it on a bus back? Is it right? As long as it works, I think.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there would be brand experts who would say, "Yaar, ye theek nahi hai," just like our friend Ajay
My
Mishra.
marketing head will straight away say, no sir, come on, ye nahi karenge.
Yeah. Yes. I think Kashyap, right? From Nandus.
Yeah.
Did I get your, I didn't get your first name, sorry.
Nitin Kashyap.
Yeah, I gave your name, but I forgot. Yeah. We had Mr. Narendra Pashupati from Nandus. He had a call at 5:30. So he said, please excuse me. And we have, I think, Kashyap heads e-commerce in
Yeah, I had
Nandus.
e-com and quick com at Nandus.
Yeah, e-com and q-com. And, you know, interesting to hear from you. And I understood today during the course of our discussion how big the size of, you know, the product category, that is meat and mutton, right, is, you know, we would like to hear more from you with regards to marketing. What are the tools you use?
Sure. So, see, like you were just saying, right? So, meat now is more of a commodity, right? So, it's about availability, it's about visibility, all fine. But the biggest challenges we had to solve for was trust and personalization, right? So, when I say trust, I go and claim that we are the safest meat in town. If my product, my store staff do not all align to that, we lose it, right? So, I say the safest meat and somebody comes to the store, if there is a fly, it's gone, right? So, for us, we'll have to work backwards from marketing. If I'm making a claim, I'll have to work backwards, right? So, that is something which we had to solve for as part of our messaging and as part of our SOPs as well, right? So, and the second biggest challenge was personalization, which is where a lot of technology helped us, because meat eating is, I mean, it has a lot of cultural nuances to meat, right? A lot of people don't eat on Monday, a lot of people don't eat on Tuesdays, Saturdays, right? And if I send a promo message on a Monday, I'm not just, I mean, it's not just a waste, I probably offended the customer, right? So, that's where a lot of systems, CRMs, loyalty engines actually helped us, because, you know, manually doing it over an audience size of 1 million users is very hard. So technology has helped us a lot, especially in the personalization space. Right? I mean, these are the two biggest challenges. The third challenge, obviously, is the number of channels that are out there today, right? Offline e-com used to be the two channels we were talking about. Now, quick com is like a surprise entrant, right? And even, I mean, for a lot of brands, including us, it's clawing towards more than 50% of the contribution.
More than?
50%.
I see.
Right?
But I heard Mr. Narendra say that only 1% of the meat business happens in the country in the online.
Absolutely. But the challenge is this, right? Organized meat retail is only 15% of the overall meat consumption. 85% are still unorganized retail.
Organized is 50.
15%.
15.
Organized is 15%. Unorganized butcheries, that's 85%. Now, these 15% are the ones who are also probably very tech savvy. While the overall number is 1%, from among this 15%, it's more than 70% of these users shop online, which is where we are seeing a lot of shift, right? So, in fact, we see that in our stores also. We have our own e-commerce, but we say we deliver in 2 hours. I'll have to cut and send it to you. But users say, right, boss, I'm getting the same product in 10 minutes. Why do I wait for 2 hours? Right? So, which is, I mean, that is the quick commerce came as a surprise question in the exam for us, right? So, but quick commerce marketing is, I think it draws a lot out of the brand marketing we've done. The strength of the brand plays actually for us it played a very big role in getting established ourselves on the platform. So, overall brand marketing has a huge impact, because even the quick com platforms would prefer to onboard a popular brand. They don't want to spend on our marketing.
See, Zomato and Swiggy are lifelines, if I may use the word, or probably lifeline is too big a word, for the restaurant business. Just like that, for various product categories, especially in the food industry, Blinkit, Zepto, and all these quick commerce guys, but at the same time, the restaurant guys are very unhappy with Swiggy's and Zomatos because they fleece a lot of commission out of you, and your margin is curtailed. So I'm sure you also must be going through the same thing. What is your view on that? Though it's out of syllabus
Sure.
for this panel.
No, we see it as a necessary evil, right? So because ultimately what's happening is customers are wanting 10-minute deliveries. And it makes a lot of sense for meat also, because the less time the meat spends on the road, the better the eventual product is, right? Because it's a cold chain controlled product. So a lot of people are preferring quick com, and we have to be where the customers are. There are challenges, like you mentioned, there are challenges around commercials with these partners, right? But if I'm not present on the channel, I'm not servicing a big chunk of the users at all, which is fundamentally what we exist
But
for.
they buy and stock, or they pick it up from you when they get the order?
No, they keep the inventory. They buy in stock. They keep the inventory. That's why they're able to do the 10-minute delivery.
Yeah. Over to you, Mr. Sorry. Yeah, from Brigade Group, we have our friend, please, Mr.
Yeah.
Sunil.
So within this, we have a different way of marketing. So because we've got malls, so I'm actually a marketplace. There are many of these brands which are there with me. They do national campaigns. I've got to do localized campaign for one location. I've got 3 malls within
So
three
you
and a
are
half
the Times of India for us.
Possible. So I have 3 malls. There are 3 malls in 3.5 kilometers. They are available everywhere, and they'll do a global marketing. I have to ensure why should a consumer come and buy that brand from my marketplace. So there may be different marketplaces, but the difference that we have is the online marketplaces work on price, we work on emotions. We work on creating occasions for people to say, why should you come over here to choose this brand? What is the environment that I can give you? So we do events based on, if it's summer, I need to do something on kids to get them I know they'll come. So if you are going out, I will do something to ensure that you come over here. If it's festive, I know I will do something on decor, I'll do something on art. So that's the seasonality that is there. And how do I do something different than somebody else to ensure that as a marketplace, I sustain as an offline marketplace. So different ways of looking at that. We cannot see what is the marketing spend percentage, everything. We have different metrics. In the end, it's a retailer who will have a conversion. I cannot understand conversion, but I can understand what is the wallet share that I can get. I need to ensure that I get the consumers who will have a higher wallet share. So my events are targeted towards that. My events, like we were listening to Siddharth earlier, he said, I want to do only men's. I cannot do. I need to ensure I get a Gen Z. I need to ensure I get the men. I need to ensure I get the women. I need to ensure I get the parent. I need to ensure I have a diverse mix. So I need to ensure that I do something where the consumer says, these brands I want to buy from this place. And how do I, as a marketplace, am I different from the other offline marketplace that is there? That's how we look at marketing. While there's social media, there's a lot of social media, but a lot of our marketing expense goes into developing the events, strategizing, thought process. In communication for us, while we've started doing a lot of online, that is Instagrams and Reels, but for us it is still equal. I would say our communication would be equally divided on social media. For us, radio is important. For us, print media is important for big events. So as of now, we are equally divided. Hopefully, I think the way we are going, social media will slightly overtake print going forward, because those small events, that is how you can have a higher reach. So that's how I would explain how we work different from the brands.
Yeah, we have different brands, spending their money on different media. For example, while I also 100% I agree with you on the fact that nobody knows what is today's morning Times of India, but still I end up spending a lot of money on Times of India and various vernacular newspapers, because there is too much clutter in the digital space. The recall value is hardly anything. You are spending hardly a few seconds there. So we are all, unfortunately in an era where there is too much of branding and too many modes of marketing. And that's the challenge we all live in. Yeah.
I agree. So that's what we did. We customized that. We understand this. Our videos used to be 2 minutes. We realized does not help. You need to do a 30 seconds reel, communicate in 30 seconds, ensure it is done. Otherwise, nobody will even look at you, you're gone. So with the dynamics changes, those are the changes that we do. How do you tell a story in 30 seconds so that the consumer says, I like this and come back to you?
Yeah, Mr. Varghese, what time is your flight?
My flight is at 8.
8. So you will have to leave. You'll have to leave early.
I was told I can leave at 5, but
You'll
it's
have
already
to
5.
leave at 6 at least. Latest by 6 you'll have to leave. So so Mr. Varghese from Alukkas, I was wondering, there are so many gold stores. At one point in time, I used to hear many years ago, the gold stores do not accept credit card because their margins are very low and the credit card commission is very high. But nowadays, I don't see anybody not using credit card or not using a QR code. Nobody carries cash. And I was wondering how do these people make money? But then I realized that all the time the prices are going up. So even if they don't sell, they are making profit. But then, I heard the other side of the story also. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Varghese.
So we are the jewelers in all over the south. So first when you say about the marketing in jewelry, it's all on the trust what we sell. We have to make customers
we would like to first know your
who sells
actor and actresses for the sake of the audience.
Yeah, so
Who are
we
your
are the
brand ambassadors?
first in the south to introduce this 916 jewelry in 2000, which was not by government or anything. So that was a trust we created in 2001 by giving the 916 jewelry, which was mandatory in 2020 to 23. So now every jeweler sells BIS, hallmark, UID, HUID jewelry, which has been started from us from the year 2001. So that has one trust we could give the customers and which was followed by most of the jewelers. Now, when you come into the present time, all are selling in HUID jewelry with hallmarking and all that. So customer has more confidence to buy. So to bring this to the customer, we have given a lot of advertisement that we give the courage to the customers to come and feel or you get the trust to buy the jewelry, and this can be exchanged or been sold back for cash and all that. So that was the first introduction. Then we do a lot of marketing activities like branding, different new jewelry product launches, and at the same time giving offers and promotions, discount offers. So these are the one we do in top line in media and newspapers. At the same time, 20-25% we have been spending in the social media as a digital spending to show the latest collections, where we are also doing with e-commerce in our online site, because jewelry is one which keep on designs and all keep on changing all the time, and we have to get it to the customer that these products have been available, and we have to make jewelry. In jewelry business, the price always changes, like gold prices always change. It is not like a MRP which you can sell directly. So you have to satisfy the customer need, the requirements, the product, the designs and all that. So this is the way we have to do a lot of activities to make customer to have a repeat footfalls by them and the new customers to come into the store. So we do a lot of activities in the newspaper, like hoardings or even digital marketing, all these activities.
Great. So you sign up a lot of celebrities too. You have Mahesh Babu, you have Madhavan.
We do have Madhavan as a celebrity and even Kirti Suresh who have been. Earlier days we had Vijay in Tamil Nadu, Mahesh Babu, Sridevi.
I know it's a costly mode of, identifying your brand with. We have to identify by the face that we
when you
see.
go to different state, each state will have a different taste and different brand ambassadors. That's how we move on.
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Vivek, from the beauty industry, we would like to hear.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, so I think basically based on the topic that we are discussing, I'd rather take you through, the retail side of the business, which is, we can go through the brand side of the business also, but that's too longer. But I think we'll do the retail side of the business. And what I would see in my last two assignments where I was heading Sephora and Enrich, I think the Indian market today obviously is very well positioned for the beauty industry. It could be true for other industries also, but I'm talking about beauty industry. We have a fairly young population with almost about, a large portion below, 35 years of age, almost 65%, I assume. And that is many years of consumption, many years of consumption ahead of us. And I think it's about tapping this consumer is how a multi-brand retail store probably does it well. And I'm going to talk about beauty. I think it's important that when you define the vision of the company, you should be able to execute the vision. It should not be just a, nice phrase, but it should be everything, every word in that should be executable. In the sense that, supposing we say that we are going to create a shopping destination, so then it should be a shopping destination, and what does a shopping destination pertain to? Because, you're telling the consumer that I am a shopping destination, and so they should expect that, the store looks in a certain way, the merchandising is in a certain way, the brands are very visible, or the categories are segregated, and it's easy to walk through the store. I think similarly, when you talk about, people use the phrase shopping experience. So what is that shopping experience we're going to create inside the store? It again, fantastic merchandising, fantastic pricing. When we go into makeup, it's about how you arrange the shades, because, the ladies see it in a way where if it's sequential, they'll like it. If it is mixed, they would not like it. So all those nuances are there in that. The second part of that is that when we segment the market, again, within the store, because you have different types of customers, and each customer has a different need. Now, when you say that newbies, which are in the age group of, say, 18 to 24, I think they are coming to your store also. You have trendsetters who are also coming to your store. You have evolved customers who are also coming to your store. So how do you offer them products under these segments? So like you say, newbies, so they are obviously looking at value, When you look, so what should be the value products under that? Very clearly marked for them. And these are people who are transitioning from, say, a mass brand to a premium brand. So you know what to position to them. The second is the trendsetter. You know that the trendsetter is coming to buy something new. What is new in the market, which product is new, which brand is new, which shade is new. And then is the evolved customer who's looking at, fairly knows what she wants, and she's looking for high-tech or little more technology in those products, which can solve age-related or issues, etc. Now, once we have done this segmentation, I think it's important that you merchandise it accordingly in the store. So that is easy, within the reach, and even your staff knows exactly where these kind of products are. Knowing the store is extremely important. The other thing that goes in is the DNA of the company. You see, what happens is that if I look at my last two assignments at Sephora and at say Enrich, it's important to understand that you as a DNA, as a multi-brand retailer, which like Sephora has about 130 brands, Enrich has about 80 brands. What is important is that with these brands, how are you positioned, and what's the kind of experience that you're going to give to the customer? Now, when you look at makeup, there are beauty stations which are made over there, and the selling has totally changed. It's not about coming and lifting from the shelf and taking it. It's not about pushing the sale. It's about giving the customer an experience when they buy it. So different kind of makeover activities which are happening in the makeup category. Like I want perfect lashes, I want perfect liner, I want luscious lips, I want, flawless complexion. So there are these 15-minute mini flash makers which are demonstrated to the consumer, and based on that they start buying the products because it suits them. Similarly, when you go into a fragrance, how do you buy a fragrance? A lot of people, just go try to get the scent, but that's not the way to buy it. So how many people know in India that there are categories which are so many different inside fragrances? There's spicy, there's woody, there's fruity, there's floral, there's chypre, there is aromatic, fugier. Now, very few consumers remember all that. So you display as per the floral or as per the fragrance families. So you have a section where they experience it, okay, these are all the woody brands, these are all the spicy brands, these are all the floral brands. I think those are the experiences that matter. Now, the other thing is that, as part of your DNA, it should be that I am always hunting for a new brand and new product or a new shade, so that I have something new to give to my consumer all the time. The other thing is the try before you buy. I think without a fuss, there should be no fuss these days. Let them try as much as they want, and I'm sure it will convert into a buy. I think those are the kind of things that we use quite effectively. The third thing is that, diversity. We are across the country, say, 28 doors in Sephora, and you have about 100 plus doors in Enrich. Now, what happens is the staff and the consumer need to celebrate all kinds of functions within your store, whether it is Diwali, whether it is Christmas, whether it's Valentine's Day, whether it is your, Halloween. In makeup, it becomes much easier because you have looks for different occasions, and those are demonstrated by the staff. The staff wears it and shows it to them, and consumers will ask. So these are the things that one looks at when you are marketing to a consumer. Obviously, now we come to the new era and it's been there now for more than about a decade, the social media popularity. How do you utilize that? I think social media, social places like Instagram or Facebook are places where people come to socialize. They are not business locations. So therefore, whatever content you are creating has to be very social. The language that you use has to be very social. It can't be very business kind. It's not about putting offers there. It's about talking about the product. What's the product? What's the benefit? How to use it? And what's the end result? I think those are the 3-4 communications that you need to do. I think the way it is evolving now is that with most of the magazines circulation going down, most things going online, the new sites that are coming up are a combination of those kind of magazines and the buying experience online. Online, luckily, on the beauty business is a certain percentage of the total sales, but it is to create that experience. And basically what we do is that you create what you do in store, you do online, so that there is a relationship between what the consumer sees online and what they see in the store. I think those are the points that are important in the beauty side of the business and retail. And I think if the execution is the key in this, if you execute well, these things come out very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek, and thank you, everyone. We have had a long day. We still have about 10-15 minutes. If we have some questions from anyone. Otherwise, we would like to wrap up quickly. In the interest of everyone, we have some people who have to travel. And as far as, it's each business, each product, whether you are a retailer, whether you are a manufacturer, there are so many things that go behind where you spend your each and every rupee, and how much of it in the digital, how much of it in the traditional. In the traditional also, for somebody outdoor works, for somebody else, something else works. For example, Sangeetha has tried out branding the entire Hyderabad metro. We tried entire Hyderabad metro train we branded 3 years ago. And everybody said, wow. And we did it again last year. At that time, Bangalore metro was not allowing that. So this time, as Sangeetha, we have branded one metro train completely with for our anniversary sale going on now. So, of course, we have heard all good things from the industry. And at Sangeetha, we keep doing almost everything. So I don't know which is working, how much. But again, June is our Sangeetha's anniversary sale, so we end up going crazy. And as I myself mentioned, I really don't know whether we are spending much more than, or we meaning not just Sangeetha, all of us, we are spending much more than what we actually need to. But having said that, India as a country, since in the morning, what Biju and Kumar and all of us, we have been talking is, everything is going really great in India. All of us are growing. We as a country have become the envy of all the Western world. And we will be number one as a nation very, very soon. So probably all these things go into making that and pressing the fast forward button, therefore it is required maybe. So if we have any questions, we would like to, yeah, please.
All right. Thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful session. We would quickly wrap up with the felicitation as the gentlemen have to move. So can we have the memento for them? Yep. Just 1 minute. Thank you so much for joining with us. And thank you for the very, very interesting session to conclude with. Thank you. All right. So we would continue with the felicitation with the other panelists as well. Okay. Questions? All right. Over to you.
Yeah, my question is to Enrich brand. So I just wanted to know that how do you set up SOPs for the staff? Because it's a very service-based business which you run. And how do you create such SOPs where the customer is delighted? Because any one wrong movement in the service can cause the customer experience can be destroyed in seconds, or the customer can stop going to the salon anytime if there is any wrong experience. So how do you set up proper SOPs end to end and the customer is delighted towards the end? So how do you set up the SOPs?
Yeah, good question. Actually, in the salon business, it's important that you have an academy. Whether you are big or small, you should have an academy where you train people. And I think people go through training for at least about 3 months over there. They get certified over there, based on processes which they need to follow. And post the certification, they get employment also in the salon. And they could go out, but what we've seen is about 96% of the people stay back and work for you. So I think in those places, exactly the trainers tell them, how do they start, how do they interact with the customer, how do they find out what the customer is looking for, and what kind of a cut, what kind of a style, what kind of a color, what shade number, I'm talking about hair care. So as an example, and they are taught exactly a sequence of questions to qualify. There is a chart which is given to them which they're supposed to fill for every customer, that what is the customer looking for. And it's got questions, 8-9 questions, which they themselves, while asking the question, they keep filling it up so that they know that this is what is to be done. And then it becomes a habit for them. So that's on the process of starting and engaging with the customer. I think post-engagement, there is also the, advice that is given in terms of care, what you need to use at home, because you're going to come to the salon only once. You're going to come, the rest of the days you're going to be at home. So what's the advice for home? And therefore, that's where the selling starts for product, what they should take home for those balanced 29 days till they come back again. And then there is a cycle which is also there in terms of repeat calls. So what happens is that that Vivek had come on the 30th, he's going to come on the next 30th. He's scheduled to come on the next 30th. So there is a follow-up call that goes, which is, say, around 2-3 days before that, reminding them. All of us are very busy. And, suddenly a reminder comes, that, yeah, you got to go there. So I think those are the processes, and they are sequenced in the same way. Similarly, when you go and look at things like how much to use, how much shampoo to use or how much cream to use, it is very well documented that with a particular customer, this is the quantity of shampoo you use, this is the quantity of creams you use for various massages or facials. And at the end of the day, it is measured that you did 5. So this should have been your consumption, whether it's matching, not matching. I think all these are fairly well defined. And that's how, you manage that business.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think that's it for the day. So we have had a long day. Thank you, everyone.